Well, I wasn't in the right place to catch sunrise this morning, but I got this thing this far. Popped one bolt out of here, put that in. 3/8 hole, big deal. It fits. That hole, I didn't exactly drill it where I wanted it, but being on the edge of that big hole, I kind of had to put it where I did. It's off a little bit. And these two are tightened up. They didn't work out too bad. They're actually flange nuts under, but they barely fit. On the back side, spin you around, show you what I did. Since I didn't have any bolts long enough, and it's actually better off without a bolt going clear through, because there's only this much room up here, and if you ever need to take it out, it's got to come out the bottom, can't go out the top. So 2 bolts. I just chamfered the heads and welded them together, ground them smooth, made it look pretty. Not on the bottom of the washer, not on top of the washer. Same thing in here. Had to get a smaller OD washers for inside. Those wouldn't fit. The bitch is, that's all I can do is move that sucker with my fingertip. Can't get a wrench in there unless I take the canister back off, which I might have to do, but anybody's ever worked on these, they're a bitch to get into the mounts anyway. The mounts aren't tight yet, they're still loose, but I really don't want to try to put it back together in place. Not the fun thing to do. So, that's what I'm working on. If I can just get it to cooperate. I just grabbed a tappet wrench to see if it was thin enough to be able to do anything with. I'm not even sure that's going to work. But it might, yeah, work better than a regular one. Except, you can't get back on it this way. So, yeah, still doesn't work. And I don't know that I have a thin enough box wrench to fit in there. But I am going to look through the box wrenches and see. You know, there's a reason you have multiple wrenches of different sizes, or of the same sizes even. That's so you can lose 20 of them and still have 30 or 40 left. But neither one of those will fit in. Somewhere I should have one that the end's been straightened out on. So, since I know the tappet wrench won't work, we'll put that back in the set. Dad's old set. My tappet wrenches were tappet wrenches that my grandfather had, and most of them have been modified before I ever got them. Like my mess. Kind of like, that one's been kind of scooched. It still works. There's another one in here that's supposed to be the same size, supposed to be half and 7/16, but the half end has been cut out to 9/16. Hey, there it is, I think. Yeah, there you go. It's been cut out to make it fit. Yeah. Never found a good way to store wrenches. Oh well. Tis what it is. No, I haven't touched that yet. I need to do some sanding on there and see if I got to fill any more in. And I hate prep work for paint. I hate masking. That's just something I never have liked. But yay, somebody's got to do it, right? And I got that far with the exhaust last night. Just got that sitting on there just so it's there. Kind of wish that was more of a 90 up there. But, it is what it is. We will see what we get. And, yeah, I was going for a 20-inch yesterday, and all they had was a 24, but I think this is going to work pretty good right here. It's going to have to. I probably should put it somewhere so it'll take a set at a 90. Give it a little bend before it's on there for good. And I'm not sure what happened here. It's sticking out a little farther here than it is here. And yeah, when I painted, for some reason that little tiny spot didn't take paint, but my plan is I'll wipe stuff down with some brake clean and hit it with some paint again. You know, kind of brushed here and here when I drilled the holes. Figured that was going to happen. Kind of hard to stay straight that close with a short bit. But, yay. And, oh yeah, so far, thought it was supposed to rain today. But once the clouds disappeared this morning, it's a pretty nice day. Down to 26 degrees earlier, and we're up to, we're at 41.5 degrees already. Not even noon yet. Look, we found a bean. He'd been busy hauling logs before Bernie shuts all that shit down. Yeah, I didn't get anything done on the cab, but yes, there's runs. Don't worry about it. There's most of the exhaust. Original off the old sprayer when it was a pickup. Elbow from Napa. The center section with all the dings and crap in it, that is factory Dodge Cummins from the early 90s. Had a neighbor put a stainless exhaust on his and he gave us everything else. And that happens to be the shape I needed to go where it's got to go. Goes from the manifold, drops down, leaves room for the starter and the slave cylinder over the motor mount frame, drops back down and out past the frame. Get a flex pipe to go from there up to beside the cab is the plan. Yeah, now tomorrow when it's dry, I get the fun part of trying to get it back in there. Without scratching it. And for right now, there's a rag in there so nothing gets in. The butt lip piece for there, since it was painted red, I cleaned it up and it's painted black. And of course, being on rubber, the black paint is still slowly drying. If you saw the bracket on the exhaust, it goes to those two bosses right there on the side of the tranny. That should be more than enough support. It's there and there. And it will come out about right. Get you in the right spot, right about here. Which should come up just behind the air cleaner and right up the corner of the cab. And I'll probably just run the air cleaner up next to it. Not tight to it, but they'll run up together, I think. So, that's that. Now, if somebody wants to come over tonight and mask this off, weld those cracks up, and paint it, the paint, the paint for it's right here. Some of you will know exactly what color that is. Yeah, see? There's half a dozen cans, so there ought to be more than enough. But I just want the metal painted, not the plastic piece underneath the roof. Just the metal, not the windows. Oh yeah, and there's still a little, I didn't get to this. Still got to sand this crap down. Make sure it's good. So, yeah, that's what I got going. Oh, and while you're painting it, the door's laying over here. I just want the outside of it painted. I don't want the inside painted. You know what I mean?
You're not picky at all.
Yeah, I'm not picky at all. I was lucky that Ben was here for painting that exhaust because my shoulders just can't handle holding that up that long while I paint it. So he was my painting tree. And look at, he is still not silver. I done good. So, all right, screw it. I'm done. It's beer 30.